What's up guys and welcome to the Void. Today I've got some AD carry game for you. There's only one AD carry I truly love, and it's great that I've got a new skin, which is the Love Swan skill. For the guys who don't know how the deal works, there have been special tokens for this TEL'ANNAS skin. It's TEL'ANNAS I'm talking about. She has this Valentine's Day themed skin called Love Swan, and there happen to be special tokens that you could achieve. I think you were able to buy them, but it doesn't matter because you can now spend the normal generic tokens to get that skin as well. So that's what I did. I spent 120 general tokens, and now I've got the TEL'ANNAS skin, and we have her in the new meta, the new update. And she performs still quite nicely due to her really long range that comes from her abilities. So I think she's a great AD carry. I don't think that she's like the best. She's not broken. She's pretty solid. And it's especially good for not that experienced players such as I am, because she has this insane threat range. So if you like the video, hit that like button to show me, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button and put on the notification. It's completely free and we can be best friends forever from now on. So without further ado, I'm gonna show you my build, and then I've got some really short gameplay where I don't die that often, and that's splendid, guys. Let's start. Alright guys, here we are in the armory selection, and as you can see, I've just picked some build that I felt would be quite useful because I like most of the items. Some of them are discussable and some of them are situational. I would say the staple build is basically consisting of the first three items. That is the war boots. It's the movement boot that you take if you play an AD carry, a marksman. It's like the staple thing that you do. You usually don't see any other thing. Guild Greaves might be valid if there's super CC, but usually you take these. Jungler ADCs could be different, but this is the one that you play if you're on dual lane. Second item is the Sancti. You take that because you want to max out your crit. It just gives you so much more crit chance. And the Bow of Slaughter is something that you see most of the times on most heroes because it is crazy. You got the critical chance, you've got the lifesteal, and you have also the Bloodthirst, where you increase your lifesteal by 90%, which means that you have 100% lifesteal, which makes you full even if you have been half dead. Next item that you see here in this build is the Muramasa. I would only build that if the enemy is tanky. It's in the build. You can change it while you're playing. I think the next item is more crucial. It is the Devil's Handshake, but you can take the Slick Stings for that as well. I would not advise you to take both, but one of them is always a really good item, and I have used the Blade of Eternity as the sixth item in this build, but we are not gonna make it because the game will be quite fast. But Blade of Eternity is always quite nice because it resurrects you if you are down, and it gives you some health, which is quite nice on an AD carry anyways. The more you the more health you have, the more damage you can do before you die. I've chosen my Crit Assassin build, which consists of the Rampage. I'm gonna buy Blitz runes shortly. I've got 6 of them, I only need 4, and we will try a new build consisting of Blitz instead of the Rampage. We still have the Gorilla. It's quite important to have as many shots as possible because that just means more crit chance. And we have the Skewer because Skewer is always a really decent rune and you can't do anything wrong with it. Enchantment wise, wow, that's not gonna surprise you. We have the Sacred Protection as well as the Blessing to get you more crit chance, and because she's pretty immobile as many AD carries are, a little shield is just a really nice improvement, and it gives you that much needed sustain. And we do have the mana refill. Every single time we hit something, it gives you back mana, which is important because you are gonna spam your 1 a lot. That's pretty crucial in TEL'ANNAS. Your 1 is spammed all the time. every single time you want to use it, because it just means that there's more distance between you and the enemy, and that is important on her. We do have the Reaper's Blessing. That shouldn't surprise you either, because it's just that one thing that you take. It just means that you might not be killed. Hands down, that's pretty much it. And we do have the Devourer. You get HP and mana back, but you can take anything else that you want. You can do Gunslinger as well. That's the build, and now let's see how it worked out in the actual game. So guys, here we are, and you can see that we have a decent team composition. You already know that from the first screen that you've seen in the game. We've got Isha. Isha has received a small improvement. I think she's better than she was before. We've got Balam, who is always pretty solid. We've got Butterfly, which is in the lower elos, golden. She can wreck enemy teams. I just played a game where she was scoring a mega kill yesterday. And we have the improved Astrid, which is kind of... You don't want to have that thing on the enemy team. That's just she's become so crazy. So we do get the first Vision Bird, which is a strong choice, especially early on, because it's gonna eventually tell us where the enemy jungler is at that time, which is always a good thing. Like, there is no vision existing in the game without any items, so that's hero based. And you can see that Aram is gonna have a hard time here. I don't know what happened here. It was some kind of small lag or something. And well, first blood, that could have been mine. Like, I would have appreciated if that first kill would have been my kill, but it doesn't matter, because we have scored the first kill, and that's always a nice thing. First blood is always, it's good for the morale. You want to have that on your team. We're playing against a Violet. Violet is pretty mobile with her shot, that one where she rolls and deals damage, and that's something that's gonna cause a lot of trouble if you get one or more shots into the face, especially with that paper thin armor that most AD carries have. I don't know what was going on here. I think the choices that the Aram was making in the beginning of the game were quite questionable. And so is the Violet. Like, yeah, she does that trick where she rolls over the wall, the structure, but yes, it's just like, if you play like that, that's usually my play style. It's just gonna bring you in really difficult positions, because you will expose yourself a little bit too much, and a little bit too much can just result in being dead, and you don't want to be dead. Of course, that's like one of the win conditions. The more time you stay on the battlefield, the more damage you do, and look at that. Like, she's still trying to defend anything. And yeah, you can see how low she is. I was flashing out here, which eventually wasn't the best choice, but she really wants it, and now she gets the paycheck for that. Like, she was forcing it just too much. It was a little bit stupid, and we have been just thrashing through her Death Sickle if she was wearing one. And yeah, that wasn't a choice to be made. We need to be a little bit careful, because there is a Wukong chilling around. The only protection mechanism that we have is hitting him with our 2 and then just running away, because now Flicker is gone. If you haven't got Flicker and you are TEL'ANNAS, you really start to live, because you feel the tension of the game, because Wukong can be in every freaking bush, wherever, and it's just gonna... You start to sweat a little bit. Your hands start to sweat, which makes everything even more complicated, because that's not really something that you want to have. Isha roams up. She could throw her pet on these guys, but I think that's just a waste of skill or ability. And on the other hand, it's a waste of gold, because the enemy team will get more gold when they act like that. So as you can see, she throws it in and she immediately pulls it back, which I think is the right decision. Aram is holding Isha here, so I try not to provoke her too much. You need to be careful on that because, you know, guys, if you are trapped in an ult and your team members start to harass them, it's a little bit like you are into SM quite a lot. Well, that was intense. What the fuck? Like, okay, I see. So with ease, we have managed to get the first tower. And as I said, like, we are really low on mana. Isha doesn't manage to get her pet in here. And I play quite destructive. And I do get the reward for it, which is I'm dead. I'm dead. As I said, if you expose yourself a little bit too far ahead of the minions and the game, you will be punished. And that's just what happened throughout this. And sometimes I do need to feel that pain, to feel that I'm alive. But in this case, I was just trolling. Like, that was... I wanted that kill, and then I got the reward for it. I wanted to kill Violate. I usually like to put enemy ADCs in their tracks if I'm able to do so skill-wise, and that's what holds me back from being higher than Platinum. I'm still stuck on Platinum 2, and as the season is ending on the 6th of January, I know that this will just continue throughout my entire life. Like, nothing will change on that. I'm just not too disciplined. I don't know what happened here. Like, they seem to have some lag issues, and yeah, that ult was wasted, but it doesn't matter. Now we do get the Aram. Aram tries to throw her line tamer ability at us, but it doesn't matter. It's just... that was just foul play. Like, they have lost the tower, and what happened is that they still act as if they have the tower, and that cannot be a good thing. Maybe in their mind it was still existent, but in our minds it wasn't, so we won that trade. And we won that trade without any resurrection. Resurrection? Retaliation is the word I'm looking for, guys. Without any retaliation. I've got the feeling that the enemies are standing around a lot, which just confuses me because my game went smooth on 18 MS. So I don't know what was going on here, but as you can see, as I said in the opening of the video, that threat range is just too huge. We can easily outperform that tower, and here we have another tower, so that means 3 towers go on my cup, cap, whatever. 11-5, I mean, the game is still on, it's not too bad, but we are doing a much better job on getting towers, and I think that is the lesson that everyone should learn on this. It's just, if you have the tower control, if you dominate the game and you decide what tower you get and what tower you lose, you will always have the upper hand, and that's so true if you take this game into account. Double kill here, butterfly goes in, I need to go out. I use the flicker here just because I want to play safe. I don't want to have too many deaths. That's at least something that I want to focus even more, and where I want to discipline myself a little bit more. In 2020, that's a game from 2019, so that's a good start. It actually seems that sometimes I do learn things. Most of the times I have the feeling that I'm still retarded and I don't know what I'm doing. But hey guys, I just have around 2,000 games, so who am I to tell you what to do and what not? And as I said, now we're getting the Bow of Slaughter, which is a great item. And you can see that I just taught you what not to do, and I did it. Great advice, Void of Dusk. You are so good. You say things in your videos that you show. Yeah, that was educational. It was. I just wanted to show you what actually happens if you attack the Aram. Haha. It wasn't a mistake. I just wanted to show you what's gonna happen, and here we go. As I said, Wukong in a brush is always a bad thing. You would think that monkeys on trees are a little bit more concerning, but in this case it doesn't matter because he is a nuisance and we need to get rid of him like a bug. So there we go. Wukong is dead. I think from the game, how it went so far, I think he wasn't as threatening as our butterfly. And sometimes games are decided by the mere presence of the enemy jungler. And that's about that. Like if you have a really good jungler who does a lot of ganking, who does a lot of flanking, who is present and actually contests things, such as the Abyssal Dragon, who gives you numbers if you are fighting a tower, that's always something that you can work with. And here you can see the only thing that he does is jump in, jump out. I mean, that's his role, like that's what he's supposed to do. But I wouldn't ever jump into a cluster of heroes. You can just lose with that. And look at that, we are like a machine gun. We're like a fucking retarded machine gun. It's just so nice. Enemy surrenders, but there wasn't anything that they can do against this team to win. So we won. And you have a profit from that because I'm showing you really, really short videos all the time. How does that feel? TEL'ANNAS and I was even MVP with 34.2 damage dealt in total. But yes, people. All I have to say, here comes the results. Thank you for watching. It was a pleasure to me. I hope it was a pleasure to you as well. Look at that, participation 75%. So I'm out and I wish you a pleasant weekend. Bye-bye, guys.